I'd like to recognize the ranking member of the subcommittee, the gentleman from Louisiana, my friend, Mr. Johnson, for his opening statement.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to thank our witnesses and our colleagues and friends for being here this morning. It's obviously a very busy day on the Hill, so we all have a lot going on, so I appreciate your time. This hearing is scheduled to discuss discrimination and the civil rights of the Muslim, Arab, and South Asian American communities, as was said. So let's be clear at the outset, because I think all of us know and agree that discrimination based on race or religion is always wrong, and it's inconsistent with our founding ideals. That's one of the things that makes us American, I would argue. Our nation's promise was boldly asserted in our nation's birth certificate, the Declaration of Independence, that all men are created equal and that we are endowed by our Creator with certain and inalienable rights, all of us. America is not perfect, of course, but it is an exceptional country. We're always growing, we're learning, we're striving to be that more perfect union, as the Constitution articulates. Our federal civil rights laws recognize these facts, thankfully. It took a long time to get there, but they do, and they have for a long, long time. They make clear that disparate treatment of one individual when compared to another cannot be based on race, religion, or national origin, for example. However, some advocates today are pushing for really what amounts to a drastic departure from our traditional notions of racism and discrimination and equality as they've existed in American law for decades and generations. Instead of equality of treatment and equal opportunity, these advocates are pushing for what we now call equity. Rather than non-discrimination, equity requires explicit discrimination to achieve an equitable distribution of outcomes. That is not what has been the tradition here, and it's not what we're based upon. Let me say that again. Rather than non-discrimination, equity often requires explicit discrimination to achieve its ends. Perversely, these ideas have actually caused discrimination against some of the communities that are the subject of today's hearing. At colleges and universities like Harvard, Yale, the University of North Carolina, Asian applicants, for example, face significant hurdles unrelated to academic achievement or merit in the admissions process. Admissions decisions made in the name of equity have also been seen at prestigious high schools across the country and in other institutions. At Thomas Jefferson High School, for example, a magnet school in Northern Virginia, it's considered one of the best public high schools in the country. Admissions policies implemented with the goal of equity had the effect of reducing the number of Asian admittees from roughly 73% to approximately 54%. Just last week, a federal court invalidated the new policy because it failed to treat applicants equally. That's what we're supposed to stand for here. Similar changes and similar legal challenges are playing out right now from New York to San Francisco. As we have this conversation today, I just think we need to remember that equal treatment and equal opportunity are the foundation of civil rights laws. The American dream is not a zero-sum proposition. We need to not hold anyone back so that we ensure that everyone can get ahead. The idea is upward mobility. That's the American dream. We want to broaden the pathway out of poverty for more people. We want to give more opportunity. We all agree, I think, on the end goal. We just have very different ideas on how we're supposed to get there. So I look forward to our hearing from our witnesses today. I also apologize because I got multiple hearings going on at the same time, and I yield back.